I'm kind of at a standstill on my larger projects today, so I think what we're going to do is push this into the shop and see if we can work on this. I got this thing for free a while ago, and it looks like it's in decent shape, but the engine doesn't run. It cranks over like it has no compression really fast, and obviously it won't start. Now I went ahead and kind of tore into it probably about a month ago or so, and I'm thinking what's going on is that the seat fell out of the head and is actually holding one of the valves open so it doesn't have any compression. So what we're going to do today is tear into it and see if maybe I can pop that valve seat back in and get it running again. Okay, I've got the hood off and I've got the valve cover off, and this is as far as I took it down last time, and you can kind of see what I saw here. This rocker arm has way too much valve clearance, and as you can see, hopefully you can see, the exhaust valve is sticking down way farther than the intake valve here. So what that means is that something's holding this valve open, and the most likely thing that is the valve seat has come off and fallen down and is holding the valve open. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to pop this head off, and we're going to take a look at it and see if it's even possible for me to knock that back in. Hopefully it's not too damaged on the inside, but once we tear it apart we'll find out. Yeah, I was digging in and pulled this cover off and found this lovely mouse nest under here. This could help explain why the exhaust valve seat fell out, because what happens is when you get all this mouse crap here, the engine can't cool. All these fins are clogged and the engine gets too hot, and when that happens sometimes the seat can actually just fall right out because the aluminum expands and the seat doesn't expand as fast and falls right out. So this might explain what happened. So we're going to go ahead and clean that up out of there and then continue tearing it down. Alright, I got the head off, and just like I thought, the valve seat has come off and fallen over to the side and is holding the valve open. So I think what I'm going to do now is pop this valve out and see how much damage has been done, and see if I can pop that back in. Here we go. Looks like I've got a little bit of a mar on either side. I'm gonna have to take a closer look at it and see if I have to clean that up at all, or if I can just pop that that valve seat back in. Well, I've gone ahead and I've taken a closer look at the head, and where the valve seat was sitting in here pinched by the valve, it actually dented it a little bit here and mushroomed it in. So what I've done is taken a file and just knocked down that little ridge that was there. This isn't obviously the right way to fix this, but hopefully it'll work. I got nothing to lose. The mower was free, and if it doesn't work, who cares? But now I'm at the point where I can hopefully drop this valve seat in and knock it in, and we should be good to go. Alright, I'm going to see if I can tap it in now. Line that up so it's got something to sit on, and get the valve seat kind of set in there, hopefully relatively straight. And pop the valve in. And we'll see if we can tap it in. Hopefully this will work. Yeah, it started a little bit crooked. Yeah, let's see if we can straighten that up. Hopefully we can. Well, it's starting to go. Might as well keep hitting it. Got nothing to lose. There we go. That looks like it's set in there pretty good. Now I can go ahead and throw this thing all back together, clean it up, and see if it runs. Alright, I got it all back together, and I don't know what it's going to do, because there may be other things wrong with this tractor aside from that valve seat falling out. So it may start, it may not. I know that the electrical system's kind of goofy, so it doesn't always crank over, and I've got a pretty weak battery in it, but I think we'll give it a try and just see if it starts. Well, I don't think I'm getting spark. It should have popped off with that little shot of carb spray if I had spark. So I'll have to look into that and we'll see if we can get it running. Well, it's looking like I have spark, so let's just keep trying it. Well, that's not so good. I think we might have more problems. Well, I went ahead and I checked the valve clearances again, and they were okay. And I taped up the coil wire, the spark plug wire, because the mice had kind of been chewing on that. And went ahead and checked the flywheel key, make sure that was okay. All that stuff was good, so I decided to pull the spark plug to do a compression test on it. And this is what I found. I don't know how well you can see that, but the electrode is completely folded over. So I must have squished that when I pounded in the valve seat and then just didn't notice. I'm amazed it fired at all, but got a different plug in there with the proper gap, so hopefully it'll fire right up. I'm thinking it will. Yeah, that's a lot better with a good plug in it. So now that it runs, I can kind of piece it back together here and see if it moves and see if the blades work. See if we've got a halfway decent mower. Alright, I got it all back together. I put a battery in it. Let's take her out and see how everything else works. Hopefully this battery is charged. I'd say it works pretty good. Other than that spilt oil there, once that burns off, we should be good. I don't think it's leaking anymore. I think that's just what I spilled when I was working on it. So awesome. We got a rider that works. I was kind of worried when I put it together and it didn't start that maybe I wasted $7 or $8 on a head gasket, but yeah, I think we're all right.